Hello everyone, welcome to Chelsea Sport Focus. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of breaking news. Let's get started. Victor Osimhen, transfer deadline. Set amid Chelsea interest, as club ready to pay £63 million clause. Chelsea may have added Delap to their squad in a bold early move this summer, but the club's hunt for a world-class striker is far from over. The West London club is still keeping a watchful eye on Victor Osimhen, one of Europe's most lethal forwards, whose future remains up in the air as a high-stakes transfer saga unfolds. According to the latest reports, Saudi Pro League giants Al Hilal have made Osimhen their top priority signing before the FIFA Club World Cup kicks off next week in the United States. The Riyadh-based club has submitted a formal proposal to Napoli and is reportedly ready to trigger the striker's €75 million, $63 million release clause. Even more striking is their offer to the player. Al Hilal are prepared to hand Osimhen a mammoth salary of €30 million, $25 million per season, which would make him one of the highest-paid players in world football. This salary translates to a jaw-dropping €577,000, £486,000 per week, not including performance bonuses. The Saudi club is now awaiting a response from the Nigerian international, who has yet to make a final decision. Chelsea's long-standing interest, but a familiar obstacle emerges. Chelsea have long admired Osimhen, having scouted and attempted to sign the striker in previous windows. Despite the recent £30 million arrival of Delap from Ipswich Town, sources close to Stamford Bridge insist that the interest in Osimhen remains active. However, the Blues are once again encountering a major roadblock: wage demands. Football.London understands that Chelsea's failure to land Osimhen in the final hours of last summer's transfer window was largely due to the player's high personal terms. Chelsea's current transfer policy, shaped by financial fair play and a long-term strategic model, involves lower base wages spread across longer contracts. The club aims to maintain a sustainable wage structure, with examples such as Delap signing a 6-year deal on a modest salary. Given Osimhen's reported preference for a short-term, high-salary contract, possibly influenced by interest from cash-rich clubs in Saudi Arabia and beyond, Chelsea are currently unwilling to match such demands. A similar issue reportedly arose with Jadon Sancho, whose permanent move was blocked due to personal terms. Additionally, Nico Williams' wage expectations are now presenting another concern for the Chelsea board as they weigh their attacking options. Time is ticking. June 10th is the key date. What's driving the urgency for Al Hilal is the exceptional registration period granted to Saudi clubs for the FIFA Club World Cup. This window closes on June 10th, giving them less than a week to finalize Osimhen's signing if they want him available for the prestigious tournament. Should Osimhen decline the offer or delay his decision past that deadline, Al Hilal may be forced to look elsewhere, potentially ending their interest entirely, and that's where Chelsea could see an opportunity. While the Blues are not expected to rush into any bidding war, especially under their current wage policies, their patience might pay off. If the Saudi club backs out after the registration window, Chelsea could move back in with a proposal that fits their budget and Osimhen's still undecided future. Ekitike on the radar as an alternative. In case the Osimhen deal falls through or becomes financially unrealistic, Chelsea are also exploring alternative options, one of whom is Hugo Ekitike. The 22-year-old French striker has been monitored by Chelsea for several months, with scouts reporting favorably on his movement, pace, and potential. Though not as prolific or proven as Osimhen, Ekitike would command a lower transfer fee and more manageable wage, fitting the club's strategic approach. Chelsea. Playing the long game with the Club World Cup not being a major priority for Chelsea, especially compared to how it's viewed by Saudi clubs, the Blues have no reason to rush their next marquee deal. The club's new leadership under Todd Boehly and sporting directors Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley are more focused on building a squad for long-term success and not short-term statements. Enzo Marresca has already begun shaping the squad with young, high-upside talent like Delap, but the need for a world-class number 9 persists. If Osimhen decides against joining Al Hilal or demands become negotiable, Chelsea will be ready. And if not, the Blues have backup plans that will keep them active and strategic throughout the summer. Summary: Victor Osimhen is in advanced talks with Al Hilal, who are offering to pay his £63 million release clause and £25 million a year wages. Chelsea remain interested, but wage demands are a major obstacle, as the club is unwilling to break their salary structure. June 10th is the key deadline. If Al Hilal miss out, Osimhen's future remains open. Chelsea's next 3 transfers. Decided after Liam Delap deal confirmed, Chelsea's summer transfer window is officially heating up. After weeks of speculation and backroom negotiations, the Blues have now confirmed the signing of promising striker Liam Delap from Ipswich Town. The 21-year-old, who will wear the iconic number 9 shirt, arrives at Stamford Bridge for a reported fee of £30 million, putting pen to paper on a 6-year deal that signals both long-term intent and immediate expectations. Delap, speaking to Chelsea's media team after completing his move, said, "I understand the stature of this club and can see the trajectory it is on with these players and the head coach. It's going to be an incredible place for me to develop, and I hope to achieve things here and help the club win more trophies." The new signing emphasized that his decision was based not only on Chelsea's history, but the hunger within the squad and coaching staff to return to the top of English and European football. Delap's signing is timely too. It arrives just in time for Chelsea's upcoming FIFA Club World Cup campaign in the United States, with the club eager to finalize key additions before the mini transfer window temporarily closes. But the job is far from done. Chelsea are not stopping at Delap. Behind the scenes, the board is pushing forward with at least 3 more critical transfer targets as new head coach Enzo Marresca shapes his squad for next season's Champions League campaign. 1. Mike Maignan, the goalkeeper dilemma. One of the club's top priorities remains between the sticks. Chelsea have opened talks with AC Milan over the potential signing of Mike Maignan, France's number 1 goalkeeper. Maignan, 29, has just over a year left on his contract at San Siro, and the Rossoneri are believed to be open to a sale if the price is right. The Italian club have reportedly quoted Chelsea £25 million, but the Stamford Bridge hierarchy consider the fee too high given Maignan's age and remaining contract length. However, Chelsea value Maignan's world-class qualities and international experience, and talks are ongoing. While there are financial reservations, Maignan remains very much on the list, and the deal is being actively pursued. 2. Jamie Bino Gittins, the wing reinforcement. Chelsea's need for reinforcements on the left wing has led them to Jamie Bino Gittins, the talented young winger from Borussia Dortmund. With Mykhailo Mudryk suspended indefinitely due to a failed drugs test, and Jadon Sancho's permanent move falling through, Chelsea are low on left-wing options. Although Noni Madueke and Pedro Neto can both operate on that flank, they're viewed as more effective on the right side. As a result, the club is aggressively pushing for Bino Gittins, whose raw pace, one-on-one skills, and Bundesliga experience make him a natural fit for the Premier League. Talks are said to have carried over from January and are gaining momentum, with Chelsea optimistic about securing the 20-year-old before the end of the summer. 3. Marc Guiu, the loan strategy. Meanwhile, Marc Guiu is likely to leave Stamford Bridge on a season-long loan, with Ipswich Town interested in taking him for their return season in the Championship. The Spanish striker was part of the discussions when Chelsea negotiated the Delap transfer, with Ipswich making it clear they would like Guiu to continue his development at Portman Road. With the arrival of Delap and the presence of Nicholas Jackson, Guiu's chances of regular first-team football under Enzo Marresca would be severely limited. The club sees a loan move as the best course of action for the 18-year-old, who still has high long-term potential. Guiu is expected to get meaningful game time at Ipswich, and Chelsea will monitor his progress closely. More to come. This trio of moves, Maignan, Bino Gittins, and Guiu, represent Chelsea's next major moves in the market. But with Chelsea always opportunistic under this ownership, more transfers could follow, especially with Cole Palmer's switch to the number 10 shirt, possibly signaling Mudryk's eventual departure. The club are keen to complete as much business as possible before the mini window shuts, with a temporary freeze in place for a week before full summer trading resumes. Marresca is expected to use the Club World Cup as a testing ground for several tactical ideas, but the squad is still far from finalized. Chelsea's summer rebuild is very much alive, and the next few weeks promise even more twists. Cole Palmer makes huge Chelsea decision in major Mykhailo Mudryk transfer hint. In a significant development at Stamford Bridge, Cole Palmer has officially been handed Chelsea's iconic number 10 shirt, a decision that could signal a massive shift not only in squad hierarchy, but also in the club's long-term vision under Enzo Marresca. The change will take effect starting from the FIFA Club World Cup later this month, which kicks off in the United States on June 16th. Palmer, who joined Chelsea from Manchester City for around £40 million in 2023, has quickly become a central figure in the Blues' attack. Despite his young age, his maturity on the pitch, creativity in the final third, and ability to score crucial goals have already made him a fan favorite. Now, by being entrusted with the number once worn by Chelsea legends like Eden Hazard, Juan Mata, and Joe Cole, Palmer is stepping into a legacy of greatness and responsibility. What this means for Mudryk. This decision also has wider implications. The number 10 shirt was previously held by Mykhailo Mudryk, the Ukrainian winger whose Chelsea career has been turbulent since his high-profile move from Shakhtar Donetsk. After showing glimpses of brilliance but struggling with consistency, Mudryk's future at Chelsea was already under scrutiny. His recent suspension following a failed drugs test in December has only added fuel to the fire. He hasn't featured for Chelsea since November's UEFA Conference League clash against Heidenheim. Now, the reassignment of his shirt number to Palmer could hint at the club quietly moving on from him. With the summer transfer window in full swing, a loan or even permanent exit could be on the cards for the 23-year-old. Chelsea have confirmed that official squad numbers will be finalized after the summer window closes, meaning further changes could still happen. However, Palmer being publicly handed the 10th shirt now speaks volumes about the direction the club is heading and where its priorities lie. The number 10 legacy at Chelsea. Wearing the number 10 shirt at Chelsea comes with weight and expectation. It's a number associated with flair, vision, and match-winning performances. Eden Hazard lit up Stamford Bridge with magic for over 7 years in that shirt. Before him, Juan Mata and Joe Cole carried the creative mantle with class and consistency. Palmer taking on that number is a clear message from Chelsea's hierarchy. He is now one of the club's primary figures, perhaps the figure, around whom the new project will be built. Liam Delap, given number 9. Shirt after £30 million transfer. Meanwhile, another major squad number has been confirmed. Newly signed striker Liam Delap will wear the number 9 shirt, a number that has both mystique and a mixed track record at Chelsea. The 22-year-old joined from Ipswich Town for a fee of around £30 million, reuniting with head coach Enzo Marresca, who worked with him during their time together at Manchester City's academy. Delap spoke glowingly about Marresca after sealing the move. "He is an incredible coach and helped us all develop so much," Delap said. "What we did that season was record-breaking. He has a great understanding of the game and was very detailed with us, which made a huge difference." Given Chelsea's ongoing search for consistent firepower up front, Delap's integration could be pivotal. The number 9 shirt has a storied but often cursed past at Chelsea, with names like Fernando Torres, Alvaro Morata, and Gonzalo Higuain struggling to make their mark. However, Delap's physicality, finishing, and tactical understanding could offer something fresh under Marresca's progressive style. Palmar to debut number 10 in Club World Cup. Fans won't have to wait long to see Palmar don his new number. He will wear the number 10 shirt for the first time when Chelsea face Los Angeles FC on June 16th in Atlanta in their Club World Cup opener. With Palmar taking center stage and Delap ready to fight for the striker's role, this tournament could mark the beginning of a new Chelsea era. Chelsea dealt early transfer window blow as Man City beat them to $59 million to Johnny Reijnders deal. Chelsea have been dealt a significant early setback in the 2024 summer transfer window as Manchester City moves swiftly to secure the services of Dutch midfield maestro Johnny Reijnders from AC Milan. The reigning Premier League champions have reportedly agreed a £46.3 million deal with the Italian club, with the total package possibly rising to £59 million once bonuses and performance-related clauses are included. The deal also includes a 5-year contract for the 26-year-old, who is expected to undergo a medical at the Etihad Stadium in the coming days, bringing an end to his short but impactful stint in Serie A. Pep Guardiola is understood to have personally approved the transfer, making Reijnders one of City's top priorities heading into the Club World Cup in mid-June. A rapid move by City, Guardiola not taking chances. Manchester City's intent in the market has been crystal clear this summer. After falling short in the FA Cup final to Crystal Palace, Guardiola expressed concerns over the balance of his midfield, especially with Rodri missing several key fixtures late in the season. Rather than place trust in underutilized options like Nico Gonzalez or Mateus Nunes, Guardiola reverted to playing more creative midfielders, such as Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva, in deeper roles. The fact that City were willing to splash nearly £60 million so early in the window reflects the urgency with which Guardiola is addressing the issue. With De Bruyne potentially leaving as a free agent when his contract expires, and with uncertainty still surrounding Nunes, City's acquisition of Reijnders is not only about depth, it's about future-proofing their midfield for the post-De Bruyne era. Who is Johnny Reijnders? Johnny Reijnders is no ordinary signing. A product of the AZ Alkmaar Academy, the Dutch international made a name for himself as one of the most complete midfielders in Europe. His impressive form led AC Milan to sign him in 2023, and although the Rossoneri endured a frustrating season that saw them miss out on European qualification, Reijnders stood tall. In 2023/24, he scored 10 goals and provided 5 assists, becoming a key player for Milan in both defensive and attacking phases. His versatility allows him to play as a deep-lying playmaker, box-to-box engine, or even further forward as a creative outlet. His dribbling, vision, tactical intelligence, and tireless work rate have made him a standout in Serie A and a regular for the Netherlands national team, with 22 caps to his name already. City's system under Guardiola demands intelligence, positional awareness, and fluid movement. All attributes Reijnders excels in. It's easy to see why he was so high on City's list. What this means for Chelsea. While the signing of Reijnders is fantastic news for Manchester City, it represents a missed opportunity for Chelsea, who had reportedly shown interest in the Dutch star earlier this year. With Enzo Marresca now at the helm, and a major rebuild underway at Stamford Bridge, many believed that a player like Reijnders would be a perfect fit to complement Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez in midfield. Marresca, who favors high possession, structured football similar to Guardiola's philosophy, may have seen Reijnders as the ideal glue between defense and attack. However, Chelsea's failure to act swiftly or match City's proposal means the Blues will now have to turn their attention to other midfield targets. Is Chelsea's midfield already too crowded? Some would argue that Chelsea's midfield is already stacked. Alongside Caicedo and Fernandez, The club also has Romeo Lavia, who is expected to make a big comeback after missing most of the 2023/24 season through injury. Then there's Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, Marresca's former Leicester City protégé, who is set to reunite with the Italian manager in West London. Talented teenager Mathis Amugu is also pushing for minutes after impressing at youth level. However, depth doesn't always equal stability. Chelsea's midfield has often looked disjointed and lacking control, particularly when rotating players. Reijnders' all-round qualities would have added composure and adaptability, traits that are still somewhat missing in the squad, especially with question marks lingering over the long-term futures of Conor Gallagher and Leslie Ugochukwu. A wider trend: City strikes while Chelsea hesitates. Reijnders isn't the only high-profile name Chelsea have missed out on due to a lack of urgency. In recent windows, similar stories have emerged involving the likes of Josko Gvardiol, Gabriel Jesus, and Declan Rice, who all ended up at rival clubs while Chelsea hesitated or failed to act decisively. While the Blues have pulled off some impressive signings of their own, including recent moves for Liam Delap and Dario Isugo, and interest in Victor Osimhen and Hugo Ekitike. Here we go again. Chelsea decide Hugo Ekitike, roll after Liam Delap signing. Enzo Marresca's £84 million verdict revealed Chelsea are wasting no time in the summer transfer window and have now made a major decision on their pursuit of Eintracht Frankfurt's Hugo Ekitike, just hours after confirming the signing of Liam Delap from Ipswich Town. The young French striker, who only joined Frankfurt permanently in January from Paris Saint-Germain after a successful loan stint, has quickly caught the eye of top Premier League clubs. With Liverpool monitoring the situation closely, Chelsea have reportedly stepped ahead in the race and are now considered to be in pole position to sign the 22-year-old. Despite Delap's arrival already strengthening Chelsea's attacking options, reports from Germany, particularly through Bild's Frankfurt correspondent Johannes Wolf, indicate that Delap's move will not impact Chelsea's desire to bring Ekitike to Stamford Bridge. Instead, it appears Enzo Marresca views the duo as complementary pieces of his evolving attack, not as rivals for the same role. Frankfurt's demands and Chelsea's history in Bundesliga deals. Frankfurt have placed a staggering €100 million, 84-meter price tag on Ekitike, a reflection of his immense potential and the club's unwillingness to sell on the cheap. This is typical of Frankfurt's strategy: establish their value early and hold firm unless their terms are met. Chelsea, of course, have a mixed track record when buying from the Bundesliga. Kai Havertz remains a success story, playing a key role in their 2021 Champions League triumph. On the other hand, Timo Werner struggled to find consistency, and Christopher Nkunku, despite his promise, has faced injury challenges that have limited his impact. Still, the Blues are not shying away from Bundesliga talents. And in Ekitike's case, there's a strong belief that his technical brilliance, positional flexibility, and increasing maturity make him worth the investment, especially under a coach like Marresca, who values intelligent movement, versatility, and vertical attacking transitions. Ekitike's strengths and projected Chelsea role. According to Football, London's exclusive interview with Bild journalist Johannes Wolf, Ekitike is ready to explode onto the biggest stage. He's a great all-round player, said Wolf. He can play as a lone striker, with a partner, or in a fluid front three. What sets him apart is his ability to adapt. He doesn't need a system to succeed. He makes the system better. Ekitike has superb first-touch control, a keen eye for goal, and is increasingly confident in one-on-one situations. His dribbling ability and flair in tight spaces have drawn comparisons to Karim Benzema in his early Real Madrid years. Elegant, creative, but also clinical. Despite some areas still needing polish, such as decision-making in high-pressure zones, he's viewed as a player with an incredibly high ceiling. The progress he's made over the last 18 months is nothing short of impressive. He's not just talented, he's hungry, Wolf adds. You can see he's rising to every new challenge. If his development continues at this rate, we'll be talking about one of Europe's top 3 strikers within the next 2 years. Competition and rotation, Marresca's blueprint for success. With Champions League football returning to Stamford Bridge, depth in attack is essential. The physical and tactical demands of European competition, domestic cups, and a grueling Premier League season mean that multiple top-level forwards are no longer a luxury. They're a necessity. Delap's signing gives Chelsea a hard-working, direct striker with Premier League experience. Ekitike, meanwhile, brings finesse, creativity, and the ability to link midfield to attack, all traits that Marresca values from his forwards. If both are in the squad alongside Nicholas Jackson, Chelsea could have one of the most dynamic and versatile striker rotations in the league. A potential setup could involve Jackson as the mobile runner in transition, Delap as the pressing, physically dominant outlet, Ekitike as the technical, fluid attacker who drops between the lines, and if Victor Osimhen also arrives, which remains a very real possibility, then Ekitike could even be used in wider positions or as a second striker, much like he was during parts of his Frankfurt spell. What happens next? Chelsea are expected to begin formal negotiations soon, although no official bid has yet been made. Frankfurt are standing firm on their £84 million valuation, but the longer the saga drags on, the more likely they may be to negotiate, especially if the player signals his intent to move. For now, Chelsea fans can be excited about the fact that Liam Delap's signing is just the start, not the end, of this summer's forward recruitment. Enzo Marresca wants to build a multi-dimensional, explosive attack, and Hugo Ekitike fits that vision perfectly. Victor Osimhen sends clear wordless message as Chelsea prepare imminent transfer offer. Latest Chelsea transfer news and rumors with huge Victor Osimhen and Jamie Gittins updates coming to light. Chelsea have wasted no time in getting to work on summer transfers with huge updates confirmed on 4 players just over 72 hours into the window officially opening. With Champions League football back at Stamford Bridge for next season, Enzo Marresca quite clearly wants his squad to be bolstered significantly. Dario Isugo can add depth to the Blues' midfield ranks after his move from Sporting CP was confirmed, and Liam Delap will help in the attacking third with his switch from Ipswich Town to be announced soon. Mike Mignon and Jamie Gittins are the latest targets that Chelsea have made official contact for, with a £50 million double swoop targeted. Victor Osimhen and Hugo Ekitike are 2 strikers continuing to be strongly linked with a move. With all of that being said, Football.London has taken a look at the latest Chelsea transfer rumors as more incomings are expected before the Club World Cup. Osimhen wordless message. Unsurprisingly, Osimhen has been relaxing after Galatasaray's superb 2024/25 season concluded last weekend. Playing a key role in their Turkish league and cup triumphs with 37 goals scored, the Nigeria international is a wanted man. The Blues are long-term admirers, while Juventus are also interested, but as it looks set to be a deal completed later in the summer window. As such, Osimhen has uploaded a photo with a drink in his hand, appearing to be either on holiday or enjoying some downtime. Football.London says, Osimhen has absolutely earned a break given his impact this season, and with over 3,000 minutes played in all competitions. Though Chelsea have looked to get a number of deals wrapped up in early June, this is probably one for July or August, given their plan to also bring in a winger and goalkeeper. Links to the 26-year-old have been prominent for some time, with the fanbase's view also seemingly clear. Even with Delap joining, another striker coming into the club should be on the agenda, with Osimhen as the perfect fit given his experience and profile. Gittins bid plan. Chelsea are preparing to submit their first offer to sign Gittins from Borussia Dortmund, as per transfer guru FABRIZIO Romano. The Blues have already opened talks, with it becoming very clear, following Jadon Sancho's exit, that they want to sign a new right-footed left winger. An opening bid is said to be on the way, but it is expected to be just short of Dortmund's £50 million asking price. Negotiations are going well for Chelsea and Jamie Gittins, Romano has been quoted when speaking to DAZN. A first bid is expected soon, more than £30 million with a little bonus to try and reach an agreement with Dortmund. Football.London says, with a figure close to £100 million emerging as Dortmund's valuation not too long ago, agreeing a deal for one-third of that would be some coup. Nico Williams and Alejandro Garnacho are arguably better options for that role, but at the price mentioned, signing Gittins would be a great move, especially with the wages and agent fees likely required for the other two. The England international's lack of goal contributions in a league that often inflates those stats is somewhat of a concern. But at 20, there is plenty of time for him to develop that, with his eagerness to get shots off early and raw pace, two huge attributes. Chelsea's £168.3 million transfer master plan unleashed. Osimhen signs, Gittins deal agreed, and a dream attack assembles for 2025-26. Chelsea are once again making major headlines as they prepare to unleash a blockbuster attacking force next season after completing and working on a stunning £168.3 million summer rebuild. With Victor Osimhen reportedly signing, Jamie Gittins deal agreed, and Liam Delap officially announced as a Blue, the pieces are falling into place for what could become one of the deadliest front lines in Europe. Liam Delap signs. The new era begins. Chelsea's frontline reshaping began with the confirmed signing of Liam Delap from Ipswich Town. The 22-year-old forward, who scored 12 Premier League goals last season, joined for £30 million, activating his release clause. Delap, who previously worked under new head coach Enzo Marresca during his Manchester City academy days, is seen as a key development signing for the club's future. In his own words, "It's going to be an incredible place for me to develop, and I hope to achieve amazing things here and help the club win more trophies." Delap is expected to provide reliable depth behind the club's main strikers, while also fighting for starts in domestic cup competitions and Champions League group stage matches. Victor Osimhen signs. The dream number 9. In what could go down as the marquee move of the summer, Victor Osimhen has reportedly signed for Chelsea from Napoli after the Blues agreed to trigger his £63.3 million, €75 million, release clause. The Nigerian striker has been one of Europe's most lethal forwards in recent years and is seen as the perfect fit to lead Chelsea's line. After scoring 37 goals this season for Galatasaray during a one-year loan spell from Napoli, Osimhen's experience, explosiveness, and clinical finishing will bring a new dimension to Chelsea's attack. With Nicholas Jackson struggling for consistency and Christopher Nkunku expected to leave, Osimhen is now set to become the focal point of Chelsea's front line. Jamie Gittins deal agreed. Sancho out? Chelsea are also moving quickly to wrap up a deal for Borussia Dortmund's Jamie Gittins. The 19-year-old England U21 winger is close to completing a £50 million move to Stamford Bridge. The club sees him as a future superstar capable of replicating the impact of Cole Palmer on the opposite wing. This move could spell the end for Jadon Sancho's second chance at Chelsea. Despite early hope that he might revive his career under Marresca, it now appears Sancho could return to Manchester United, with negotiations ongoing to settle his massive wages. Departures incoming. Nkunku, Madueke, Felix out. As new names come in, others are expected to leave. Christopher Nkunku is set for a permanent exit after an injury-plagued year. His departure will free up wages and open squad space. Noni Madueke could also be sold, with Chelsea open to offers amid concerns his development has stagnated. The Blues paid £29 million for him, but believe they can now recoup more. João Felix, who rejoined on a permanent deal just last summer, has already been loaned to AC Milan after failing to fit into Palmer's system. His time at Chelsea appears over. Marresca's master plan builds around Cole Palmer. The new Chelsea attack is being strategically built around Cole Palmer, who has quickly become the crown jewel of the squad. With Osimhen ahead of him and Bino Gittins beside him, Palmer will be the creative hub of a revamped front line capable of competing on multiple fronts, including the Champions League. The Blue Revolution is here. Chelsea fans have every reason to be excited. After years of trial and error, it looks like the club is finally assembling an attack worthy of their ambition. With Osimhen leading the line, Palmer creating magic, Gittins stretching defenses, and depth like Jackson and Delap waiting in the wings, Chelsea might just have what it takes to challenge for the Premier League title and go deep in Europe. Chelsea are coming.